coffee, and art consumption reign at the island crossroads of Vashon Highway and Cemetery Road. The Roastery Building, located on the northwest corner, is the historic building, which previously had 2 stories with a dance hall on the top. From the vantage point of the front porch, folks can watch the local action, parades going by, car and motorcycle rallies, and much more. On the southwest corner is the old Fuller store, where Harriet and George Fuller operated a grocery beginning in the 1890s. One of the newest buildings on the island is just across the street and houses Vashon Center for the Arts, where music and dance performances, lectures and plays frequently fill the seats. The expansive interior of the structure houses an art gallery, tall walls adorned with art, and a wonderfully detailed installation created by islander, illustrator Bruce Morser, which shares the rich history of Island Center. The origins of Vashon Center for the Arts was a small group of artists who, in 1966, formed Vashon Allied Arts, which was eventually housed in the historic Odd Fellows Hall. This continues to be the hub for arts education on the island. As we move south on the highway, you'll notice the Country Store and Gardens to the west. Opened in 1978 by Vi Beale, this store is the place to head for mud boots or overalls, unique children's toys, and all of your gardening needs. This is the story of how a city girl became a nature girl, and how that made her love Vashon to its very core. Robin Branstator contributed this story to the book The Heart of Vashon. It was the summer of our first year here when the real magic began. It started in our small orchard, where my husband devoted his time to mowing, lots and lots of mowing. I learned to care for our apple trees, proudly harvesting and preserving their fruit as the season went on. At the same time, I began to notice and appreciate not just the apples that seemed to grow simply to give me joy, but all the life around me. The tiny silver traceries of slugs crossing the driveway, the individual members of the deer clan that frequent our yard, the incredible variety of life on the beach. From beach to forest and back again, I get immense pleasure out of Vashon's layers of life. I have begun to take root in this natural world, and in a big part of that world is the people of this special island, and that brings me back to the orchard that first awakened my senses. An old Welsh proverb says, quote, "A seed hidden in the heart of an apple is an orchard invisible," unquote. I like to think of my island-wide neighbors as the hidden seeds in Vashon's heart, seeds that develop into the varied folk who may be crisp, sweet, colorful, or tart in the fruitful orchard that is our little community. I wouldn't want to grow anywhere else. Continuing on the highway to the next intersection, stop to examine the details of this fanciful Frisbee dog mural painted by Tom Teague. Over the years, the mural had faded, so in 2017, community members purchased the paint so that Tom could freshen up this special piece of public art. Turning west off the highway and exploring the rural areas of the island, you'll find tiny farm stands tucked away in the trees, livestock of all sorts, and curious neighbors checking you out. Next stop is Vashon Cemetery, which was incorporated in 1888 and was run by volunteers until 1976. You may pay your respects here to Lucy Durand, a Shermamish elder, early settlers and pioneers, and island families. Beth White shares her story about two beloved islanders, the Mann brothers. December sneaks up on me every year, foreboding all of the holiday's joys and responsibilities. But I know that one of these nights, on my way home in the early, endless dark of December, I will drive by Bill Mann's deer-shaped pond, lit with Christmas lights, to form a red-nosed Rudolph flying through the night. Magic! I drive very slowly past the trees on the hill to my left, waiting for the deer to emerge. Then I open my window and look with childlike amazement at a big glittering reindeer with a fat red nose silently lit up in the expansive darkness, flying. All this fun from a couple of old island brothers who love John Deere machinery. Imagine them sitting over coffee in the kitchen, coming up with a crazy-brained idea to dig a large pond in the shape of the leaping stag on the John Deere logo, and then, even sillier, to light it up during the longest nights of the year. Sadly, one of the brothers has left this world. I just hope he is looking down at our little island on those December nights and smiling at that well-lit, red-nosed deer flying his way. We greatly appreciate Ray Fortner sharing his astounding photograph of the Mann's deer pond.